Space Scavenger is exactly what I'm looking for. A combination of procedurally generated levels with hectic gameplay. What's unexpected is that it includes crafting, which isn't something I'm known for. However, instead of expertly planning out the best spaceship you can, you start in this little dinky square craft. Then you must build it up as you find parts on your journey. It takes thoughtful planning, but you must be decisive. It makes each run interesting as you craft a new ship each time. Space Scavenger is launching in early access, so I expect it to grow bigger and better. Let's see what they have so far. The main game loop of Space Scavenger is quite simple. You go on a run through 12 locations and you must eliminate all the enemies at each stop. When you first arrive, none of the enemies are on your minimap and you must scan all the planets to find them. A nice bonus is that the planets can drop a new part for your ship, which are required since your starting ship is so meager. So the first few stops on your trip are rather easy, with a low amount of enemies and fully oxygenated space. I guess that's what's going on. You see, there are 3 different types of galaxies you can stop at. The first has beautiful blue worlds and you don't have to worry about oxygen at all. The next 2 types, slime and lava, you're constantly running out of oxygen. You do gain more oxygen back from scanning a planet, so you have to be careful balancing killing enemies and scanning. Now, I love this mechanic, but it makes 0 sense. Space doesn't have oxygen at all. We all know this. How about this? Let's say the ship brought enough for the first third of their journey. I mean, that works. Either way, those later worlds get hectic, and they're challenging because the enemies are really out to get you. To finish the run, you have to get through all 12 galaxies, but it's not something I've been able to do yet. Moving on to the building. It's easily the best part of the game. It's such a smooth process as the parts snap into place. It's satisfying to work on and to build your ship because it's so easy. For example, if you remove a bigger piece, the whole ship might come apart, but the parts collect above the ship, making them easy to grab again. It's so simple to rearrange everything. This is a refreshing and uncomplicated system. Now the game allows you to jump in and out of build mode, and it pauses while you concentrate, so there's no stress there. Still, that's not going to help when you have to make tough decisions. You have to constantly ask yourself what kind of ship you're going to build. Bigger, faster, better. I mean, those are always good goals, but you never know what kind of parts you're going to get. But the ship designs seem only limited by the parts you have on hand. I've had entirely too many sword parts or too many engines. You don't have to worry about the physics in Space Scavengers, although if your ship is too large, it might have trouble fitting in some tight areas. There's a decent selection of parts in Space Scavengers now. As always, more is better and the developers plan to add more. I don't know how they did it, but the parts drop at the perfect rate. You'll feel like you're constantly getting new parts, but it's not cumbersome. If I was always in build mode, it would be a different game. They struck an incredibly good balance. It's the correct amount of fiddling with the ship layout versus destroying the enemies. You need to be decisive when choosing parts because your ship can only hold 2 extra parts in cargo. Otherwise, you really need to, or you should, recycle the parts for blue crystals. Those can be used in shops to purchase new parts or repairs. You'll encounter a shop after a few galaxies. Anyway, right now there's only a daily challenge to test your skills after the main game mode. I gotta work on getting a higher score, but I do like seeing the ships others build. It's a nice touch and adds some collective knowledge. For example, I like building longer ships, but apparently beefier square ships do better. Yeah, adding more parts gives more health, which is great for those later lava levels. The developers do expect to add a few more game modes during early access. I hope something endless gets added along with more score tracking and online leaderboards. Overall, I'm eager to play more and can see a ton of potential. Hell, it's already more fun to play than some of the other early access games I've tried. I'm dying to see what gets added to this game, and it's hopefully more of everything.
Thank you. Space Scavenger has plans. But what should I play next from that itch.io bundle? Thank you very much for watching, and now, subscribe!